multiple polls done by The Athletic. No one's
The Athletic?
No one's ever
The Athletic?
voted. His peers have never voted for him to be a top 5 clutch player in the NBA. How are you going to call him a clutch player if his peers don't even think so?
When did those athletic polls start?
2-3 years ago.
Bow, boy, where you been? It's TeeJay, the artist. You rockin' with me. You are the smartest, and we back with another video, man. We got part 2. 1 LeBron James fan versus 10 LeBron haters. The first one, they was in here. Hey, they trying. The haters trying. There's one guy up there. I feel like he knew what he was talking about, but this other guy, he sounded real educated, but he kind of was going off the topic to the side. You know what I'm saying? But the LeBron James fan, listen, man, he holding it down. I feel like he's defensive. He not really being, he not really going at him. You know what I'm saying? But that's usually how it is. When LeBron James haters come in here, they just be, hey, it's hard to talk to them sometimes. You're not gonna change their mind. But anyway, part 2. Let's get into the video.
Could you turn me up in the headphones a little bit?
It's controversial.
Here we go.
LeBron James is one of the clutchest players of all time.
LeBron James is one of the clutchest players of all time. So listen. You know what makes this statement true? One of the clutchest players of all time. It does not say LeBron is the clutchest of all time. It says one of the clutchest of all time. When it come down to the end of the games, you know where the ball is going. It's going to be in LeBron James' hands. I've seen him bring games, it looked like they finna be done, and LeBron James do some LeBron James stuff, and not a game close at the end. That's what clutch is. We see Kobe hit those shots. He hits game winners. We seen Jordan hit game winners as well. Those are the people that you want the ball in their hands. That makes them clutch. Simple.
We meet again.
Hello. Welcome back.
Clutch what? Not clutch at the free throw line. Maybe he has some clutch performances, but let's bring up the biggest moment.
You see how he just tried to gloss over that real quick? Not clutch at the free throw line. Maybe some clutch performances. But let's see the No. Don't try to just rush over that. That's the haters, bruh.
Welcome back.
Clutch what? Not clutch at the free
That's
throw
the haters, bruh.
Maybe he has some clutch performances, but let's bring up the
See,
biggest moments of
saw that.
LeBron James' career, and let's continue to talk about winning like my brother Nelson did. Miami Heat, biggest shot of the series that got them to Game 7. Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Ray Allen, listen. This is the point of what I'm meaning. They're making the word clutch as game tying or game winning bucket. We call Tom Brady one of the clutchest NFL performers of all time, right? Well, he gets them into field goal range, and then the field goal kicker kicks it. Clutch shot Steve Kerr. Paxson. See what I'm saying? Like, don't.
Game 7 against Warriors, and my guy Stephen Curry, that's ingrained in my memory. Kyrie Irving. And who?
That game, LeBron James, who set up that shot, blocked by James. Like, come on, man. They're taking the word clutch and making it game winning. Like this. Okay.
Pass him the ball.
I gotta remember, they're haters.
LeBron, because it wasn't his moment. Whenever it's time and it really counts and it comes down to it, he's passing the ball because he shies away from the last shot. Please don't go to some regular season game where no one is watching. Let's talk about the biggest moments when being clutch matters.
This is what I'm noticing from the haters, bruh. Oh my God. They are funneling it. They're funneling it. This says LeBron James is one of the clutchest players of all time. It does not say LeBron James is the clutchest playoff player of all time. It doesn't say that. It says one of the clutches. That means any game when he's being clutch, he's funneling it. But I guarantee something. You can go on YouTube right now. YouTube exists. Type in LeBron James playoff clutch moments or something, and I guarantee you, you're going to see a whole compilation of him being clutch in the playoffs and in the finals. He done been to 10 of them. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Let's make
He
80% of
doesn't
the
have
game
the ball in
irrelevant.
his hand.
Okay.
See?
Well, what matters the most?
Keep going. Sorry. Keep on.
The last shot or the ones that happened before? I placed the value on the shot.
The last shot or the ones that happened before it. You do realize that if the shots don't happen before, that there won't be a last shot? What? If you're down by 10 and you got the ball with 3 seconds left and you losing, this shot don't count for 11, my man. Like, what? Oh my gosh.
Shot that got them there.
See, I told you he just trying to sound. I told you in the first one. Go watch the first one, by the way. I told y'all about the first one. He just trying to sound like, bro, get him out of here.
Talk to me.
Again, similar to last time we argued, that would be real great if we stopped thinking about basketball 15 years ago. How do you get to the last shot? How do you keep these games competitive? Everything leads up to it. And that question said,
told you.
One of the most clutch players or one of the most clutch last shot shooters?
I would say this is about being clutch at the end. That's how
Yeah.
clutch is mostly defined. No one's really talking
Yeah.
about it before in the first, second, and third quarter.
Oh, I'm not talking about
There is
either.
a clutch time stat too. I think it's the final 5 minutes of
It
the
is.
fourth
So
quarter.
let's define it
is.
by that then.
Okay, yeah, the
All
clutch
right.
player.
Yeah.
What is involved in offense? Passing and shooting, setting up others for good shots and shooting the shot yourself. So
And
I'm
defense.
not gonna let you pretend that playmaking is irrelevant and that setting up open shooters is not good. It is. LeBron has taken his fair share of difficult, tough shots at the end, does too. I think the stat is he's like 7 for 12 on these last second shots in playoffs, which, cool, he can do that too. If you want to say other guys did it more often than him or in flashier ways that you remember more because it was in a big game on national TV and what you were watching, great. I, for one, have the privilege of having the internet. And I know that everything that I didn't see, some of it still happened, even though I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has good clutch numbers. So I won't pretend that's not the case. But also the harping on the fact that he passes the ball to people as if it's a negative is ridiculous. The smartest players,
Cause we saw The Last Dance. We seen Jordan pass that ball off to other people. Let's not act like he ain't pass at all. Come on, man.
no, the smartest shots aren't always contested step back shots because you want to be the one to take it. If you have a 40% corner 3-point shooter, you give him the ball. And you said maybe he has some clutch performances in the beginning to downplay it. Yeah, maybe he has a lot of them. Maybe he averaged
He noticed it too. Like, come on. Hey, LeBron fan, come on, man.
just 34 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists in closeout games. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think yes. So I'm not going to pretend that's just a throwaway and you could just like toss it aside and be like, what about free throws? Because the good stuff actually matters, not just the bad stuff.
So you talked about playmaking, but let's talk about those plays because you said you have the internet. Me too. So we can easily go and look at these moments. He didn't pass Ray the ball. That was a tip out. So shout out to Chris Bosh.
Good for
LeBron
him.
was nowhere near
He was talking about another shot, but okay.
that play. He actually missed the shot before it. Then we could go to him setting up Kyrie Irving. He didn't play make. He just gave him the ball and shot away. You remember the Olympics?
I do.
Who he gave the ball to?
Steph Curry.
And
Steph was scorching hot. Would you not give the ball to Steph?
so what Steph did?
He's bad.
Hit a clutch 3 that won them the gold medal, and he was robbed of that Olympic MVP too. Don't even get me started
No, he wasn't. Okay, bro.
there. So in the biggest moments of LeBron's career, on the international stage or on the NBA stage, it is not him making the play, and it is not him making a shot.
So he picked specific plays to debate with. And he's forgetting about all the other ones. Do we not remember when he got the ball, went full court, the full length of the court, and did the little game-winning shot off the backboard with the hand versus Toronto? We're going to forget about that. We're going to forget about when he ran over to the corner and hit the corner 3. We're going to forget about when he played against the Washington Wizards in the playoffs and he did he caught the ball and turned and faded away from the 3-point line to hit that. We're going to forget about those.
He has to rely on other people, and that's
Sure.
okay.
If you pretend his career is wrapped up into 2 plays, then you got it.
3 plays.
Thank you.
3, sorry, there we go. Especially the one that didn't happen in the NBA too. Got to count that one. The one
Thank
that's not
you.
relevant.
It is a global game, and the United States needed that victory.
There we
and,
go.
And what would be remembered if they finished in 2nd place or 3rd place, right? If they got that silver medal, that would be a bigger stain on his career than any of his other losses. So don't count out the Olympics. It only happens once every 4 years.
Okay, there you go. You can have your Olympics talk in which LeBron won. So I'm glad. That
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Get back.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Here it go. She was bad in the first one. Let's see if she get better. Come on, man.
Dispute facts,
I
right?
cannot.
All right.
Okay, she got a piece of paper. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. She came to a debate with a piece of paper. This is not what she thinks. This is what the paper thinks. Get her out of here. Please get her out of here. She don't watch basketball. Get her out of here. I don't want to. I low key. If this wasn't a reaction video, I would fast forward through her part.
So
Do you have the facts written down?
Oh, maybe just little pointers. But here's
why can't I have PEDs? This is crazy. I didn't know we could have notes.
I just wanted to get specific because I know like bronsexual is really just kind of
yeah, bad.
Oh, maybe.
Get her out of here. She said bronsexual. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro.
Maybe just little pointers. But here's
why can't I have PEDs? This is crazy. I didn't know we could have notes.
I just wanted to get specific because I know like bronsexual is really just kind of
yeah, bad memory. There. Yeah, you remind me.
And so we're gonna go over LeBron's 4-6 records finals. Let's talk about him in the last 24 seconds. The actual stats.
The last 24 seconds?
Yes.
Of the game?
Oh yeah.
24 seconds is so arbitrary. But go ahead. Tell me about the last 24 seconds.
All right. Final four, 24
Very
seconds.
random number.
Ready?
Yep.
0-7.
In 24 seconds.
And in the finals. Final 10 seconds.
I told you what LeBron James fans do. They're funneling it. Here she go. Not only is she doing the last 24 seconds, she's doing the last 24 seconds in the finals. So you mean to tell me in all 20 plus seasons you don't care about none of them games? You going to 24 seconds in the finals, in which, first of all, he won some of those games. He won because he got 4 rings. He won a lot of those games. That's what you doing. She said 0-7. She said 0 for 7, y'all, in the last 24.
0-5. Final 5 seconds. 0-4. A buzzer beater.
Final 5 seconds. Get out my face, bro. Who is this?
So games aren't even close. 0-1. A clutch player finishes those plays.
I'm gonna restart it.
5. Final 4. 24.
Very random number.
Ready?
Yep.
0-7.
In 24 seconds.
And in the finals. Final 10 seconds. 0-5. Final 5 seconds. 0-4. A buzzer beater, which he only had 1, so his games aren't even close. 0-1. A clutch player finishes those plays. You give Michael Jordan the ball, he finishes the play. You give LeBron the ball, he'll give it to someone else. When you're a clutch player, you don't do that. Not to mention multiple polls done by The Athletic. No one's ever
The Athletic
voted. His peers have never voted for him to be a top 5 clutch player in the NBA. How are you going to call him a clutch player if his peers don't even think so?
When did those athletic polls start?
2-3 years ago.
What? 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
How old was LeBron 2-3 years ago?
I think that
was he in his prime?
Comes from peers don't even think. No.
You see what I'm talking about? She don't watch basketball, bruh.
No one's ever.
She's strictly paid. She just goes and type in, how can I get him today? This is the type of LeBron hater that you don't talk to. You just let them be in their own little world. She sound like a bot. Have you ever seen any like random post of LeBron James and Jordan stats put together or something, and then there's like the question is like who's the GOAT or who scores better or something like that, and a couple of the answers actually answer the question, but then there's this one bot who has 17 sentences underneath the post, and it's like, you know that he did not sit here and type that. That was copy and paste. That is a bot. She's a bot. That is a bot.
His peers have never voted.
His peers have never voted.
Top 5 clutch player in the NBA. How are you
Box him up. Watch this. Box her up.
gonna call him a clutch player if his peers don't even think so?
When did those athletic polls start?
2-3 years ago.
How old was LeBron 2-3 years ago?
I think that
was he in his prime?
Comes from everyone.
Was he in his prime?
They put his teammates.
Was he in his prime? I don't believe so.
He just won a championship like 3 years ago.
That was a
time is flying. That's like 5 seasons ago now.
There she go.
Mickey Mouse.
Irrelevant. Listen, 24 seconds is a lovely number when you're looking to find the exact number you needed to find no shots. If you expand to what clutch time actually is, the last 5 minutes when you're leading up to wins, obviously those numbers are going to
Get her out the chair.
Shout out finding the perfect number for the stat.
Could you give me a buzzer beater or a clutch shot that he has hit?
YouTube, girl. Man, get her out of my face, bro.
Again, the fact that we're saying clutch shots, like we have to have one single shot, isn't what clutch actually is. I can give you plenty of games in which he came up.
He hit a game winner versus Orlando Magic in the playoffs. He hit a game winner in Jimmy Butler face multiple times. He hit a game winner versus the Washington. Like,
clutch in an elimination game in which
Toronto. Come on, man.
Fourth quarter performances and went crazy. Obviously, Game 6 versus Boston is the one everyone talks about, where he came out and simply destroyed them. Obviously, 2016 Game 7 final.
Oh, and when he did that to the Pistons,
defensively and offensively, two-way performance. Trying to narrow it down to one shot in the last 10 seconds is just push.
I just thought about that. He has playoff buzzer beaters, but she went to the finals and narrowed it down to 24 seconds. Because she know if she expands it, those stats change.
Pushing it into a direction
boy, she
that
different,
actually,
boy. Get her out of here.
Clutch is in basketball.
See, that's the thing with LeBron. We always redefine that line of clutch.
You picked the line.
We had to redefine it for him because
you redefined it.
Overall standard of Michael Jordan.
Get her out the chair. I'm tired of her.
I can pick a line, so we can just go back and forth picking standards.
Get her out the chair.
Do you think fans are cherry picking or haters are cherry picking stats right now?
Yes.
That's what they got to do. I mean, I respect the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think people.
I respect a good hater at heart.
People do forget that a block in the clutch is still a clutch play.
Okay, before I start, I just want to say it's getting like really hot in here.
Another outfit change.
It's so hot. Like you guys gotta put up the AC a little bit, you know. So.
You know what's funny about that? This face of him crying happened when he won a championship. Ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar. They used a championship to make that. Get out of here, bro.
All these people are talking and all this stuff. I want to let you talk a little bit. Like, what's your
That's
definition?
true. He's been defending. You know what I'm saying? He been like that this whole time.
Clutch is making the right plays, leading to efficient offense when it matters most. When the game is on the line, making the plays that'll decide you get a victory.
So, like, my definition of clutch is being the best in the brightest moments. You think that's fair?
I think that's a little. I think I would ask more specificity on when the brightest moments are, but that's about.
Yeah.
I would say in the playoffs, finals. You know, his 4-6 record.
Okay.
So, what about the Dallas Mavericks? Like, what do you think about that series?
Terrible. That's the biggest blight on his career.
Yeah.
And you got that.
Literally everybody says that. All LeBron James fans say that. They don't defend it or nothing. Everybody says that. Literally everybody. Come on, man.
An actual terrible mark, and I won't pretend it's not. I
Facts.
just wouldn't pretend it's the end all be all. I wouldn't let somebody's career of any sort.
That's what's gonna make his documentary pop. That little part right there. See, documentary is supposed to have a lot of drama, but if you win it all the time, it's just like, you know, it gotta have some slopes and stuff. Listen, that LeBron James documentary gonna be the best documentary that we've ever seen. I can tell you that, because he got the high school part, then he got being drafted to Cleveland, that first Cleveland stint, then leaving, then he got the Miami stint, then he goes back home, then he goes to LA, man. Then he played basketball with his son. Come on, man. That documentary finna be popping. Well, the how long was the Last Dance? It's gonna be longer than that.
Any player be defined by one bad week.
So you would say he wasn't clutch in that series?
God no.
Right.
No.
So he's not clutch then?
If you.
Bro, listen to yourself, bro. What?
I wouldn't let somebody's
He
career
wasn't clutch
of any
then,
sort,
but
any player be defined by one bad week.
So you would say he wasn't clutch in that series?
God no. No.
So he's not clutch then?
If you only were alive for 2011, then sure.
ooh,
Okay, so-
that's a bar. Get him out the chair. You cooked them.
Let's
But
also-
I had the privilege of continuing to live after that, so I
Let's
would.
also
Cook them.
talk about how we almost lost a rookie Jason Tatum.
How you
A
almost
sophomore.
lost.
Almost doesn't count.
Yeah, almost lost.
But he didn't.
Game 7 though.
But he won the
To a
game.
rookie Jason Tatum who averaged 14 points a game.
I thought the game was about to win. He won the game.
Yeah, against a rookie Jason Tatum was that impressive.
But did he win?
He did win, but
All that matters is winning. Am I right?
Yeah.
Y'all are dangerously close
Okay,
to the
let's
24
also talk
clock.
about the Kyrie
That
shot.
nonsense.
A game that he won?
Let's talk about the Kyrie shot.
The game that he won?
No, Kyrie won that game.
Blocked by James.
Let's talk about Ray Allen. He won that game.
He brought them back from down like 16 or something like that.
So that's like
1v12?
So that's like 2 rings right there.
Kyrie's the GOAT
If
then.
they didn't make those shots, he would have 2 rings.
If
We wouldn't be here right now if Ray Allen and Kyrie Irving didn't make
If
those
Kyrie
shots.
can beat the Golden State Warriors by himself, put him in the Hall of Fame today. You got it.
Oh, he's
the
the
GOAT.
Come on now,
He's the
Kyrie
GOAT,
Irving.
apparently.
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, so he would have 2 rings without 2 shots.
He's bad. Get him out of here. He's a real hater. He's second to the girl. Get him out of here.
Let's also talk about Kyle Kuzma, how he passed him the ball during the bubble to make that.
Let's
game-winning
talk about
shot.
Kyle Kuzma as a sentence I did not expect to hear today. But go ahead.
Kyle Kuzma.
Tell me more about it.
But Kyle Kuzma made the last shot. I think it was in the bubble of playoffs. He made
Good
the
for
last
him.
shot.
Can you look me in the eye and tell me Kyle Kuzma is the reason they won the 2020 championship?
Kyle Kuzma is the reason why.
You're smiling your ass off. Look at you grinning. Look at you grinning.
Yeah, so Michael Jordan's way more clutch. Let's talk about the Jazz. Okay, the timer's up. Never mind. But yeah, Michael Jordan's more clutch.
That wasn't the question. The question is LeBron James is one of the clutchest players of all time. He just said if somebody's more clutch. That's not the question.
He was doing well, but Kyle Kuzma threw me for a loop. Everything was going
Does the LeBron James hater think that they coming up with good points?
well.
All right, I'm a hater, but I wanted to show you some love. Hopefully, I could change your opinion, so I got you a gift.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Bribery?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's
Damn, I
LeBron.
hate this gift.
But also check the back. Check the back. It's a very important stat. 4 and 6.
I hate this gift even more.
Yeah. I would define a clutch player as like the most important series than playing good. Somehow, some way, Jordan went 6-0. Surprisingly, like LeBron has had 6 losses in the finals and only 4 wins.
Do you find it to be more impressive to lose in the first round or the second round or the third round than to lose in the finals?
Again, I thought you were talking about clutch player. You just
Cooked. Because they do act as if Jordan never lost. That's the other point. So let's just say LeBron James, all the finals that he lost, let's just say he never went to those. LeBron James is 4-0 in the finals. You know what their next argument would be? Well, he ain't do a three-peat. It's always gonna be something. It's always gonna be something. It doesn't matter. It's always gonna be, well, what's the next thing we can get him at? If LeBron James did 6-0 in the finals, they'll just be like, he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. He didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. They're gonna find something. It doesn't matter.
that we don't
Do you
define
find
clutch
it
player.
more impressive to lose early in the playoffs or later?
I thought we were talking about clutch players, so let's stick to the top.
So you don't have an answer.
He said, I thought we was talking about clutch players. Sir, you brought up finals like wins. You didn't bring up clutch moments.
Not when it comes to what we were talking about. Do you want to talk about clutch players or something irrelevant?
You talk about something irrelevant.
Would you like me to get to my point?
You could try if it has to do with the prompt.
He's another person that you can't talk to when it comes to debates. He's bad. I don't like him either.
Would you find it more impressive to lose in the first round? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Would you find it more impressive to go into a game series against the Pistons in Game 5 and shoot 8 shots and get shut down? Is that clutch?
No. I mean,
No,
we say
everybody
the same
has-
thing.
Jordan did that.
I say to say, everybody has their lowlights. You can pick and choose which ones you want to talk about. If you find it less impressive because LeBron's lowlights came in the finals, whereas Jordan's came in the first or second round,
Good.
and you want to say you should never lose on the brightest stage, well, I think you should get to the brightest stage. And how about that? Like, you can pick and choose how much you want to decide somebody's lowlights are worse. In reality, everybody has them. You're not defined by them unless you're Joel Embiid. These guys both have highs, lows. I won't pretend that his lows are worse because he happened to get further with less.
I'm not going to go and just start glorifying someone that lost in the finals. I define a clutch player as when it comes down to the final series. Also, not to mention, LeBron has to go jump from team to team. He's a glorified Patrick McCaw. Jordan never left any team. Whatever team he went to, he stuck it out and he won multiple championships, 6 championships. LeBron goes to a team, strips every asset away, and still doesn't win in the finals.
That's a lie because he has 4. He got 2 with Miami, 1 with Cleveland, and 1 with the Lakers. Literally everywhere he's been. And he got to the finals in 2007 when he definitely shouldn't even been there. You just lied.
I would hope if he created his own team that he'd be able to make it to the finals.
He went 10 times.
Yeah, well, not everybody has the privilege of being drafted to a competent organization that drafts a Scottie Pippen, goes and gets a Dennis Rodman, and makes it a legit
You build. People want to play with Jordan.
Do you think LeBron stayed for 2 years then left? No, he gave the Cleveland Cavaliers
the full contract before he got out of there. You knew that they were supposed to get Ray Allen to the Cleveland, but they ended up with Larry Hughes, I think. And this was Seattle Ray Allen. This wasn't even Celtic Ray Allen. This was Seattle Ray Allen.
There's a chance they were incompetent.
So what happened in Miami?
He won 2 championships in Miami.
Why did he leave Miami?
Because Dwayne Wade's knees fell apart.
Okay, so exactly. He left because he wanted a better team. He's just going to jump every time.
But shouldn't the organization help him? Because I know that, Jordan had Horace Grant. Horace Grant left, came to Orlando. They needed somebody else that could fill those shoes. They went and got Dennis Rodman. Dwayne Wade knees fell apart, as he said. His injuries was there. Why wouldn't Miami organization go get him somebody that can be the second in Miami? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe Cleveland. Why wouldn't Cleveland go out and not give them an old Shaq? What?
Strip the Lakers of every single asset, and guess what? He's just gonna leave again because that's all he does.
I won't pretend it's noble to lose amongst poverty and play next to a bunch of crappy players. I won't pretend that gives him points because he's nice and brave about toughing it out.
Yeah, look at Dame Lillard. See how long it took him to get off that dang Portland Trailblazer team.
Don't really care.
All right, so we could just jump from team to team. I'll win every.
Give me my cup.
In this, don't pretend.
No. It's for the haters. It's for the haters, not for you. Right. He does destroy every team, but that sacrifice is a title. So.
If I could win 2 championships and be mid for 5 years after, I'm taking that every year.
Next topic. LeBron James is responsible for the super team.
All right, here's one of those. This is a real legit hater type of comment. He is not responsible for creating the super team. Super teams always existed. How did the Lakers back in the day get Magic Johnson when they already had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? James Worthy was on that team. Look at the Boston Celtics when Larry Bird was there. They was crazy too. Like, bro, he did not create a super team. Did you realize that Moses Malone, Dr. J, Charles Barkley was on the same team? This happened. All of this happened. But they try to act like it didn't happen. There's a lot of crazy teams out there. They just trying to put it on LeBron like he's the one that. No. It's been some crazy teams out there. Let's not even talk about what happened right before LeBron did that and went to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. The Celtics Big Three. They didn't call it a super team. They just called it the Big Three. That happened. That's what's wild about this. No, he did not create this super team. I feel like they created super team to put it on LeBron and then make it a thing and then it's a media thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro.
Seems like a no-brainer to me.
I'm sorry, I have to come back.
Let's go.
Oh, get him out of here.
How is he not? I mean, we just spoke about it before.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'd love for you to.
Well, we pretend the Celtics didn't make a super team 2 years before he did.
Thank you.
That's one reason. The real reason for the super team is because modern free agency promotes player movement. There's more talent today. You have to compile talent to win. Back in the day, there was obviously less talent, like I said, and the way the rules are made, you didn't often see stars come together like that.
Move around.
In the modern NBA, when it's harder and harder to win, it simply became a necessity. Just because he was on the front lines of that and was the second team to do it in this era doesn't mean he created it. He's not a GM, as most of people want to say he is. He wasn't the GM of the Miami Heat, I'll tell you that for sure. You think Pat Riley was listening to him calling shots?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, he
well,
wasn't.
That's not reality.
No, he
But either
wasn't.
way, it's just a symptom of the modern NBA and the new rules that were created and the new just reality of how you win a game. And he wasn't the first, like I said. The Celtics, the Lakers got 2 Hall of Famers at the peak of their prime. Teams had, again,
Kobe and Shaq.
at the peak of the Lakers' prime. Those Hall of Famers were washed, obviously. But, it wasn't the first time we've seen lots of star names get put together.
You're talking about general managers making trades to go create teams. Kevin Garnett was traded to the Celtics. I think they just came together naturally. LeBron talks about recruiting players openly.
So you don't think that they went out there and talked to Kevin Garnett before they made that move? You're crazy. You don't think they went out there and talked to Ray Allen before that move? You're crazy. You don't think they went out there to talk to KD before he went to the Warriors? You're crazy. You want to talk about a super team? That was a super team. Come on, man.
He created the first ever super team, and what happened right
No,
after?
he didn't.
Kevin Durant followed in suit. There's a lot of other superstars that are just following in suit for what LeBron started.
So the Celtics aren't a super team because they traded for Kevin Garnett and didn't sign him?
I don't know if they recruited players. LeBron himself said that he recruited Chris Bosh, and
What do
he
you mean
went
that you don't know if
and
they
he spoke to
recruited
Dwayne
players?
Wade. He said that he spoke to Dwayne Wade, and they all were like, "Let's go to Miami."
As free agents should. That has
Actually, they were supposed to go to New York. But New York, I think so. How the Big Three, Big Three was created. It was supposed to be Melo, I believe, and then it was supposed to be Amari Stoudemire. It was supposed to be Amari Stoudemire, but Amari signed that big contract in New York, but it did not create another 2 big contracts. They needed 2 big contracts. Miami was the only ones that could do it, which brought everybody there. They probably was gonna be in New York.
has little bearing on if the Celtics were a super team or not. Just because that super team was traded for rather than signed.
Also, what
is
about
entirely
multiple
irrelevant.
super teams?
What about it?
The Lakers. He did the same thing multiple times. It's not a coincidence that he's the first.
Okay. The Heat Big Three is one thing. Chris, Bosh, Wade, LeBron. You can even say, Cleveland, Kevin Love, him, Kyrie. But don't say that him and AD, only 2 people, was a super team. Yeah, I'm gonna give you Miami. I'm gonna give you possibly the Cavs the second time. But I'm not gonna give you Lakers, bro. Come on, man. Cause I remember when it was LeBron and AD when they first got there, they was like, oh my God, look at all these NBA duos. So they was putting all the duos together. It was Paul George, Kawhi, LeBron, AD, Kyrie, KD, or was it Kyrie and James Harden at the time? James Harden and Embiid. Like it was a good duo thing everywhere. Steph and Clay, like it was duo. Nobody said super team during that era, so I'm not giving you Lakers, my boy. Get him out of the chair.
First person to
No
start.
one's calling the Lakers
Are you
a super
telling
team.
me? Are you telling me that
Thank
Paul
you.
Pierce called up Kevin Garnett and Rondo, and they're like, "Well, let's all go to Boston and create a super team over there"?
First of all, you can't call up Rondo because he was a rookie.
Isn't that the definition of?
I
a
don't have
super
their
team?
phone logs, but I have
mean,
a
LeBron
feeling
said
that Paul
himself
Pierce
that
was
it's
involved
correct.
in recruiting Kevin Garnett. Yes, that's not a novel idea.
I don't think so. I think they just traded a bunch of assets.
LeBron invented communication? I don't think so.
I don't think-
I just played stock before that.
I don't know if he invented it. I think LeBron perfected it.
Probably. He's a hell of a
Draymond
recruiter.
Green was crying in the parking lot calling up Kevin Durant.
Not only is LeBron James responsible for the super team, he is responsible for the detriment of the NBA when we talk about player mobility, right? You can talk about the Celtics and the Lakers, all of that. That stuff happened because GMs were bad at their job. What LeBron did,
And because they was bad at their job, he did it himself. What? Do you not hear yourself?
A good move to me.
what LeBron did influenced everybody. He allowed Kevin Durant to feel free enough to be like, yeah, let me go to the Warriors. Not only does LeBron think of himself as the GOAT, he thinks of himself as a leader amongst men. He thinks of himself as the big dog in the NBA.
King.
Because he is. Or was, however you want to put it.
Exactly. The chosen one, right?
They said that the man could have played high school basketball, not play high school basketball. They say he could have played in the NBA as a junior, bro.
He chose to go to Miami and show everybody, if I can do it, so can you. And now we have guys like Paul George thinking that he can jump from team to team and make super teams. LeBron James is making Paul George feel like he can do that. Every player in the league thinks that they can do it, and it all stems from LeBron James choosing to call Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and be like, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do this. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to build, right? I don't want to do that.
Him bringing up Paul George brings up another point for the LeBron James fan part, is because shouldn't Paul George and maybe a James Harden and everybody else that's doing it and has not succeeded let you know how hard it actually is to do? You're making a point for the other side. LeBron James did it. He won. If you want to give him this super team thing. Paul George did it. Nothing came of it. James Harden's been doing it. Nothing came of it. Kyrie did it. He moved from Cleveland. Nothing came of it. He got to the finals with Luka and them. They ended up losing. I'm just saying. You're making a point now, a different point, which is creating a super team is hard. You know what I'm saying? Not creating a super team, but actually playing with that super team is hard.
I want to go from team to team, and as soon as I see that my buddy's knees are gone, I'm leaving you high and dry.
A few things. What I'm sensing is you just do not respect Paul George or Kevin Durant, and you wanted a mic to get that shit off your chest. And I respect it. Go ahead. Let us know.
He shook his hand. He was right.
It's not about them, but you know.
Yeah, it is.
You know
okay.
me. You know me.
Secondly, if you're telling me that LeBron's biggest influence on this world is that he made teams realize that they can make dope-ass teams and be really good at basketball, am I supposed to take that as a negative? Oh, fucking no. Boo-hoo. I think I'll live. And, yeah, I just don't think that that's a negative. And there's one more thing you said that I wanted to respond to that was hilarious. Oh, you said he doesn't want to stay and build with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Are you under the impression that we need to be nicer to billionaires? Because Dan Gilbert tried. He gave him time, and eventually Dan Gilbert and his front office failed miserably, and he said, I'd show you no other.
He gave him Shaq. But not Shaq. Shaq. You know what I'm saying? He ain't give him Shaq. He gave him Shaq.
No loyalty. I'm going to go to a place where my career would be prioritized and handled the right way. I'm personally not of the opinion that we need to be nicer to those guys. I think if they're incompetent and do a bad job at the teams they run, these players should say, go fuck yourself. I'm going to go build a good team.
Two things. One.
No. Should we be nicer to billionaires?
No.
Should we be nicer to billionaires?
Two things. I don't defend Dan Gilbert for anything.
Oh.
And then two, just say you hate competition. Just say you hate that, right? The basis of the NBA, the NBA was ruined for years because we knew coming into the season the Warriors were going to win. LeBron doesn't want that setup. He built super
The
teams.
clock rang. I'm not hearing it.
Yeah.
Last sentence off. That's a little immoral.
Exactly.
It's unethical. He gets his last sentence off.
Exactly.
I don't have to hear it.
All right, fair enough. That's also fair.
Instead of inventing a super team, LeBron productized a super team.
Where you came from? Fire Factory Golf Club?
Do you remember the
He
decision?
did what? All right, go back
His
to
last
it.
sentence off.
Exactly.
I don't have to hear it.
All right, fair
Where the
enough.
hell he been this whole time? I don't see him in the back of
Instead
nothing.
of inventing a super team, LeBron productized a super team. Do you remember the decision?
I do.
Do you remember that time?
I do.
Do you remember when he embarrassed himself on national television
Not
in
one,
front
not
of
two,
a
not
nice
three.
group of children at the Greenwich YMCA?
I do remember that.
Do you remember that?
I remember when you brought a lot of money to that organization too that night.
That's interesting. Were any of them Knicks fans in the crowd? Do you think he broke any of their hearts? Do you think he had any consideration for who was sitting in the crowd that night?
No, I think he's ruthless.
I think he is too. Great, you're making my point.
Yeah.
So I think he's about himself, and he needs people around him to make him better and kind of elevate him. And so if you saw, and I'm hoping they're showing right now, the presentation that they had after the decision when they decided to become a super team, you remember that? That was pretty embarrassing, right?
Bit cringe. I think I'll give you that.
Yeah. so
Not
I would
one,
say-
not two.
in addition-
I will say that was kind of crazy. I think LeBron is one of those. He's gonna sell it. He's definitely gonna sell it. He's like he's like The Rock. He gonna push the envelope. Him saying not one, not two, not three, not four. That was crazy. That was kind of wild. I will say that was wild.
Into drawing like the media attention to.
But is it confidence, arrogance? It's all of that together. Like LeBron, you shouldn't have did that. That was wild.
Himself and ruining those little kids' lives, right? He also decided to put himself on an own pedestal and present himself to the world, I would say. And so I don't think you can argue that he didn't not only just productize and make this thing a thing, but he also kind of put himself completely out there on the global stage.
He might have made bad marketing a thing. He might have ruined the perception of the star and how they market themselves and build their brand. You can have it. Nothing to do with the super team. So I respect the opinion. And if we're going to go with he hates Knicks children, specifically Knicks fans' children, I think we should all hate more Knicks fans' children. I think we should make this a common theme that we find the closest Knicks fan child and we tell them we hate them.
Let's get up.
And we tell them that their sports fandom is worthless in this world. I think we need to be meaner to kids.
I'm happy to start the fire. Let's go.
Okay, good. So this is a great segment into what I really didn't like about the whole LeBron situation. I mean, if you're going to create a whole presentation about saying, not two, not three, not four.
You see how we're moving away from is LeBron responsible for creating the super team? This is what I be meaning, like with the haters. They are either funnel it or they'll just go off topic. Like him creating this, is he responsible for it? Yes, no. What's your points behind this? Now we're talking about the presentation behind it. Got nothing to do with. Go ahead, man.
And we're gonna get all the way up to, I think it was maybe 7 or 8. And just to come up empty-handed after that is pretty embarrassing to me.
Wasn't empty-handed. 2 out of 4.
And in my opinion, if you're going to go up there and you're going to say those numbers, you better damn well go up there and complete and get to whatever number you thought you were going to get to. I have a lot of respect for people or players that will take a chance and either stay on a team and try and win with that team, or potentially go to a different team that is not stacked up or has all this superstar talent. And if they go there and then win with that team. So a lot of the respect that I've had for LeBron definitely did come with the Cavaliers win. But again, that came with now restacking the roster. In a situation for that decision, for that night when he went on camera, it was like, let's have a decision. It was a whole premiere. I mean, that's kind of just really ridiculous. My GOAT Jordan would probably never do that. And as a matter of fact, if he went up there and said he was going to win 8 times, he damn well was winning 8 times. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. I think the biggest difference is that people feared Michael Jordan rather than they just kind of respect LeBron. And to
Here we go. This fear versus respect versus. You don't think the Toronto Raptors fear LeBron James? You don't think the Warriors fear LeBron James? Because they say that they went and got KD because they knew that they couldn't beat Cleveland Cavaliers. They literally said that. You don't think that's fear? Let's not just say terms like that. But then when because we got a lot of social media, a lot of microphones in front of people's faces. You put the microphone in front of them, the ego gonna come out. But the thing is, we can see it. We can see it. You don't think the Indiana Pacers were scared of LeBron James? They couldn't beat him. You don't think, come on, yeah, people just say things, but then they show differently. Why are these people moving around? Because they know that at the end of the year, who they gonna have to see. You can say that all you want, bro, but come on, man.
To make a spectacle like that when you go up there, and again, just
they
kind
don't
of
fear him.
You automatically before you even play a game think that you guys are the best team. You're gonna win. 5, 6 straight. I think is just unfair, and it's not good for the whole league in general. And just to piggyback off of that, I think that it made more players feel like they can do that. And the biggest
do you have waves?
Is KD losing 3.
Does he have waves up there? Okay, get the waves together.
And then going and joining the Warriors. The whole can't beat him, join him thing. I feel like that really all stemmed from the fact that LeBron stacked up the team, thought that he could be unbeatable, or they would be unbeatable. So that allowed other players to think that it's acceptable to kind of go there and do that.
There's no nobility in taking the toughest route and losing. It's just not anything that anybody should strive for.
That's a fact.
On one hand, tell me winning is everything. We should do whatever we can to win, and then be like, oh no, but make it harder. Pick a side. Should they do everything to win, or should he be noble and be so brave about staying with a terrible team? Because if you want to prioritize winning and want him to be a winning player and all this stuff, him and Mo Williams were not walking through those doors with rings. It wasn't going to happen.
That's a fact.
He gave them plenty of time. He stayed there for 7 years, gave them plenty of chances to build a contender, and what's the best they did? Bring in a washed up Shaq. It wasn't working. You would have had way more criticism of him if he stayed there and just lost over and over again. You wouldn't have been like, oh, he's so brave. He's so for Cleveland. Good for him. You would have been like, this guy sucks. He's never going to win a championship. He has nothing on Jordan.
That's a fact.
And you said he did the whole spectacle thing. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Again, I'm not up here saying that he is the most humble NBA player of all time. Humility is not a measure of success for me right now. I don't care.
Yeah, but Jordan was way more humble than LeBron.
That is a lie. That is a lie. Boy, Let's run. What?
I'm not up here saying
He said
that
Michael
is the most
Jordan.
humble
That
NBA
is a
player of all time.
lie.
Humility is not a measure of success for me right now. I don't care.
Yeah, but Jordan was way more humble than LeBron
That is absolutely asinine. Jordan is the least humble person I've ever
I
seen.
should say, okay, time out. Sorry. Let me just retract. What I mean by that is he's obviously is confident in his abilities, which can still make you humble. You don't have to be arrogant and also be confident at the same time.
The thing is, both these guys are the most arrogant people in the world, so we'll call that a draw.
I would say that Michael Jordan is. I would say Michael Jordan is just more confident in his abilities and he knows what he's going to do. LeBron, I think, could be more considered arrogant.
I would say he's a well-documented asshole, and I respect him for it.
Next topic.
All right, I'm gonna end that one right here. It say LeBron's 2020 NBA championship should have an. Oh my goodness! Stay tuned for part 3. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen, this LeBron James fan, I feel like he need to be more aggressive. He's kind of just hearing what they got to say and taking what they're saying and throwing it back to them, and they don't know how to handle that. And I don't feel like none of these LeBron James haters are going to change their mind on anything. It's like what I expected. But anyway, part 3 coming soon. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.